Nobody. Take, bring out. Catching microphone. Where's the microphone? Catching microphone. That's one. All right, great.
Okay, let's go.
Let's go. Come on, come. Stop.
I'm here myself this morning with members of human rights to comply with the Supreme Court judgment. Before my arrival, there's several attempts by phone call to reach the Speaker and other members. I also did a letter personally which was transmitted to the Honorable Speaker for this particular invitation. But it's unfortunate that at the gate, you can see that the place is completely sealed and there's no sign that anything is going to happen today.
That was Governor of Rivers State, Fubara. Of course, we all know that there's been Supreme Court ruling concerning the case, political crisis in Rivers State. So then, after the Supreme Court ruling, I think the Governor of Rivers State actually, penned down an invitation to the restated lawmakers. That is the pro-we case. Him trying to actually play the, leadership skill, leadership gesture, and all that. But then, unfortunately, those lawmakers didn't obey the invitation, and he went as far as going to. When the other day, he actually, we're supposed to have the said meeting with them. Unfortunately for him, he went there and the National Assembly was actually locked up entirely. He actually addressed the media about the whole scenario, and of course probably he went back, because we all know that when it has to do with issue of judiciary, if it has gotten to Supreme Court, it's more like everybody should hands up, and that's what the governor of Rivers State is actually trying to play out here. He actually went to the Rivers State House of Assembly himself. He went there to make sure that the Supreme Court judgment is actually maintained. But then surprisingly, he went there and couldn't notice or couldn't see anybody. In fact, to cry it out louder, it happened that the House of Assembly was actually locked up. I don't shade for politicians, because last all of those who think they are fighting for is just for themselves and themselves alone. It's a torso that they are trying to sort themselves. Probably that's cool. That's been probably maybe they have issues to actually sort out, or whatever political gain they have within themselves. So last is going to just fall back to them. It's not about the masses. Forget the charade, all these things that you're seeing. I'm not saying that Fubara is not working for his people, but it's not basically about the people of Rivers State. And you can quote me wrong anywhere. Looking at this particular political crisis that's been erupted for a very long time in Rivers State, I'm seeing it that we should just know that power is transit. It is as simple as that. No matter who you are, power is transit. The likes of Fubara should unleash his executive power on the happening of this state. It's going to be a very big war. And that's why I keep on saying that it has not called for anything violent. allow the young man to do his job. Allow him to focus. Allow him to play out his responsibilities to the extent he chooses to actually play it. You've had your reign, and you reign the way you wouldn't wish anyone to come in between your policies. Now you've seen somebody else, another person have actually cleansed, even though you helped him or whatever, whichever way, I don't know. But allow him. Godfatherism must not favor, it must not work. It's not by force. It is as simple as that. It's not by force. You've helped him to climb the ladder. He may choose to stay there or to come back for you. It is as simple as that. It is not a must that he must remain loyal to you to the core. It doesn't work like that. So before then, we should be reading together the Supreme Court verdicts. The recent Supreme Court verdicts concerning the Rivers State House of Assembly has elicited strong reactions from various quarters, with some viewing it as detrimental to the interests of the state's populace. These are the key points of the Supreme Court rulings. The first was the restoration of lawmakers. The Supreme Court restated 27 lawmakers who had previously defected from the People's Democratic Party, PDP, to the All Progressive Congress, APC. This defection underscores the court's stance on the legality of such defection. That was the first ruling of the Supreme Court concerning the Rivers State House of Assembly. Then the second was halting of federal allocation to the Rivers State. In the court's ruling, in significant move, the court ordered the suspension of federal allocation to the Rivers State. This action is linked to dispute over legitimacy of the state's 2024 appropriation bill, which was passed without the involvement of the reinstated lawmakers. Of course, I think there were just four lawmakers, as of the time that Fubara, the governor of Rivers State, actually, presented this very budget of 2024 appropriation bill. So the number 3 is nullification of local government election. The court also annulled the recent local government elections, citing procedural irregularities and non-compliance with the Electoral Act by the Rivers State Independent Electoral Commission, that is RSEC. So honestly, these are the rulings of the Supreme Court. We'll be going to touch the glimpse of the Supreme Court ruling about the Rivers State political crisis. Of course, when we talk about defection, there is micro law and macro law. I think in these very notes, Fubara is actually being dealt with by macro law, because if you look around within the political party, party membership and all that, you discover that these people actually defected without a due procedural, provisions. You understand? They didn't actually, make it up to the provisions of the political party. They didn't go through that. The Supreme Court actually maintained that appropriation bill cannot be presented to just 3 lawmakers. Number 2 actually is the federal allocation. Honestly, I'm having a problem with this particular verdict of the Supreme Court. When the 2 elephants fight, it's the grass that suffers it. Now this crisis has been there between Wike and Fubara, the 2 old men, godfather and godson. The other person probably helped him to claim the office of the governorship, and the other one, in the other hand, was expecting the other one to actually come up with something in return to appreciate him. Probably those things were breached and the deal was not there, just like what they do if they should go on with the halting of the federal allocation to the River State. How would the young man survive with his administration? In as much as those people, those leaders, they don't even do anything with the allocation that comes to the states. But then at least there's always a sniff for this federal allocation. It's going to just only majorly affect the River State people, not Wike himself or Fubara in other way than it could affect Fubara, knowing fully well that he's the governor, of the state. But then majorly it's gonna just affect the people of the River State. So the number 3 verdict talks about the cancellation of the local government election. This is just the only verdict of the Supreme Court that I'm kind of, accepting with my full hands. I'm accepting it because considering the scenario surrounding the just concluded River State local government elections, I would just say that there is a huge breach of democracy, and if nothing is done about it, it's going to consume us in due time. I used to hear when they talk about local government autonomy that would never hold water. Are we talking about the local government autonomy that people are being appointed to? People are being appointed to actually heed the local government. And here you are talking about the local government election that will never be free and fair. Presidential elections, are conducted in less, or should I say with less, electoral malpractices to be compared to that of local government elections. In fact, virtually everything that is done there is appointment. People that are heading over the affairs of people, the grassroots, are not being elected duly. It's a spit on the democracy of Nigeria. It's not as if something different is going to happen, but I believe that it will give a room for more scrutiny. What happened in River State's local government election? It's not cool. Like, no one is cool with it. It's not surprising, but it's obvious. Just wish those things get sorted out, because in all of those things, the people will suffer it. To me, I believe that Wike should just allow the young man to preside over the affairs of his state. This is his reign. This is his regime. He's been distracted with your utterances and all that. So allow him, whichever way, just allow him. Allow him. Then maybe, just like I said, it's not a must that he will continue to, be loyal to you. It's not possible. You are a politician. He's also a politician. Sometimes you can deviate. Politicians deviate. So it shouldn't be the first or not last. So the reconduction of the election is going to be coming up soon. The only thing I can say is that I wish the people of River State the very best.